not just about getting into tech, making these high salaries. It's also about making moves when you get to these high salaries. It could be the fact that you start your side hustle. It could be the fact that you're taking the money that you are earning from your side hustle. Could be from YouTube, could be from shops, it could be whatever your side hustle is, coaching, leveraging that loot, that money, to invest in other areas. And I have an article for you guys that I read on yesterday that I thought was very important, that talks about 7 passive income streams, or 7 streams of income that this gentleman has that makes him over $250,000 a year, while also already being a surgeon. Busy man to think about it. $250,000 a year and of income that he's continuing to generate. That's big time, guys. That's big time. Many of us would love to have that sort of money coming in while having a full-time job. But let's talk about how he was actually able to do it. He has 7 passive income streams that helped this 32-year-old doctor and entrepreneur make an extra $250,000 a year.
Damn!
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I think I do pretty well for myself with income streams, but it ain't nowhere near what this guy does. But let's talk about it. Let's see what he does. Mr. Sean Patel, he's the CEO and co-founder of Prep Expert, which sells digital SAT and ACT prep courses. And he makes passive income through license deals for his digital courses, monetize YouTube content, things that we do here. Many of us have YouTube channels and we're getting monetized and we're earning money from that. Book royalties. Patel says many people overlook passive income from high yield savings accounts and advanced crypto trading platforms as well too. Something that I talk about very much so in my Patreon with my subscribers. But after raising his SAT score from average to perfect. So this guy, was a high school graduate. And, obviously when you're in high school, you take the ACT, you take the SAT. Well, he was able to raise his score from an average score, which I don't know what the SAT is, but I would say an average ACT score is probably like a 20 or something like that, to a perfect score, right? Sean Patel's life changed completely after that. He was offered a total of $500,000 in college scholarships from top universities and graduated debt-free. So using $3,000 in his extra scholarship money while he was in college, Patel started a business called Prep Expert that teaches other high school students how to raise their SAT and ACT scores. Originally, he wanted to branch out into 20 different cities in the US. Because of the pandemic, Patel pivoted his business strategy to include digital courses that students could use at their own pace. So Patel tapped into a lucrative source of passive income that earns $150,000 per year, according to the records reviewed by The Insider. Aside from digital courses, he has 6 other passive income streams that help him earn an extra $250,000 on top of his physician's salary.
Damn!
At 32, this man is, you're talking about making money. Shit. Leverage your talents, leverage what you're good at, put it on the market, get to the money, guys. Get to the money. He found out that he had the wherewithal, the understanding of how to help himself get a perfect score that allowed for him to go to college for free. And he said, you know what? I was able to do this myself. Now, how can I put this to the market, on the market, to help other people do it as well? Many of you guys do stuff every single day where you're helping somebody out, whether it's helping do phone reboots and helping people triage different cases in your job or whatever it is, right? You have areas of your life where you have success and had success, and you constantly experience success. Think about how you can package that to the open market. There's people who you can relate to, who will relate to you, right? That you can sell stuff to. That's the beautiful thing about the United States, right? It's a capitalistic market. And if you have products or services that is good and lives up to the expectation of what you want to put out, you can create your own little market for that and get paid. But Patel invested 10 years perfecting his digital courses, and it paid off. It's really not nice to wake up every day and see people enroll in your courses, he tells Insider. It's not completely passive because I have to run the company, run management, and create strategy. But many of the courses are completely video automated. Besides offering these courses directly on Prep Expert's website, Patel also receives licensing fees from other online platforms to use his digital courses. I remember back probably about a month ago, Blind Guy, his wife, their live core in Laquita had a gentleman on, I forgot his name, super cited, a coach that came on and start talking about Kajabi, one of these platforms that is out there, and I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry. But it was Zan the Man. That's who it was. It was Zan the Man that was on the show, and it was a fantastic show. And Zan was talking about how you can create courses on different platforms that exist out there. Brother Rob, IT as well, Master IT, has courses out there as well too. And they're able to make money on the side because they have the expertise in areas. They have the expertise in areas. And I know there's times where people talk about, people who put out courses out there are scams. Well, that's for people who put out crap, right? But if you're in tech, and you have expertise and skills, guys, think about creating a course. Thinking about setting yourself up, explaining what you typically do, how you help people, put that into video content so that you can sell your courses, make additional money. You see how this guy's able to do it, right? But another way that he invests is high yield savings accounts. Typical savings account today, you probably getting 0.003% on interest. Well, he goes to high yield savings accounts where, if you were to put a $10,000 in a regular savings account, you're probably only going to get like maybe $1 on an entire year. But if you use a high yield savings account that has a 1% interest rate on it, you can gain an additional $100 per year. And I'm telling you like this, $100 for a grocery bill in 1 year, I think anybody will accept that. So he uses high yield savings accounts as well too, which is another way that you can continue to earn passive income. Another way that he does it is by book royalties. He's written over 10 books covering topics from entrepreneurship, standardized test preps, and even children's books co-authored with his mentor, Mark Cuban. And in the past, he needed a major publisher to print and distribute his books, but self-publishing helped him make passive income from his books. Last Saturday, Coffee Talk, we had Brother Billy Rowe on, right? Brother Billy Rowe, who came out with this book, Fire Your Job, Hire Your Passion. Guys, and you haven't gone and bought that book yet, guys, go out there and support our brother Billy Rowe, who is doing a fantastic job and putting his thoughts into history and putting his learnings into history by creating his own book that's going to be sold on Amazon, but also on his website. So check out his website at www.firstrow1stwroe.com and check out his book. Go ahead and make a purchase on it as well too. And my patrons, if you're a Patreon member, you get a discount on that book. It's a 20% discount, and I think that code is still active as well too. So patrons, if you're into reading, make sure, if you're not into reading and gifting books, go ahead and check out that book. Read it yourself or gift it to somebody. I already have my orders in already myself. But guys, creating books is another way for you to do it. Creating books is another way for you to do it as well. And he's been able to leverage, right, the fact that he can, publish his own book, distribute his own book using tools like Amazon, right? Where before, he was getting very little on royalties on the net sales, right? But now, since you have places like Amazon that exist and they have different versions of the book that you can publish out there, if you want to sell a book for $20, you can earn, 70% of that profit, right? So it's another way that you can do it as well. Another way that he does is with YouTube ad revenue. He has a channel and he monetizes his channel and collects ad revenue from YouTube. I make some of the most boring videos, he says, in the world. They're SAT and ACT prep courses or prep videos, but they still get thousands of views and some of them have over 1 million views on them as well. And all he needed to do was check a small icon that allows for ads when he uploads his video. And once he earned 1,000 views and 4,000 minutes of watch time, he qualified for his videos to be monetized on YouTube. That's another way, guys. That's how you are able to support this channel as well too, by watching the content. By me having monetization turned on in these videos, YouTube pays me a small little portion that comes to my back pocket, right? Dividend stocks is another way. It's something that I talk about. One of my favorite stocks that I made a lot of money on in 2020 was GE. Dividend stock, you know, the company is starting to split up different assets, but another good stock that pays dividends and so forth. But Patel did the math and realized that his investments earn $12 an hour even when he's sleeping. He invests in dividend stocks, a low-risk, predictable stream of investment income that pays a piece of profits for the company you're investing in. Patel says he looks for high dividend stocks that pay anywhere from 12 to 7% in annual dividends. Where there's a recession and the stocks aren't doing so well, he says dividend stocks still perform well and continue to provide solid return on investments. It's true. It's absolutely true, guys. And you can do searches yourself. I'm not a financial advisor, but type in Google search your top dividend stocks. You will see that you will come back with a list of 10, 20, 30, 40. Start looking to the companies, understand exactly what they do, right? And then invest. It's another way for you to create passive income for yourself. Another way that he does it as well too is cryptocurrency. And this is something that I'm in myself. There's certain cryptocurrencies that exist out there where you can buy and stake. And depending on what platform you're on, whether it's Coinbase or something like that, you can earn, you know, fees or rewards for just having your money sit there. I'm earning close to 7% on Tezos. That pays me already over $500 a month just from having my money sit there on the cryptocurrency called XTZ. But Patel says that popular crypto trading platforms like Coinbase doesn't actually offer the best interest rates. On many of the crypto accounts through other platforms, you can generate anywhere from 4.5% to 7% interest on Bitcoin and Ethereum. His favorite platform is crypto.com, which offers 10% interest on USDC stablecoins. What I like about stablecoins is that it's pretty safe, Patel says, and you don't have to worry about the value going down. In alternative investments, he talks about as well too. You know, he is an accredited investor, and you have, in order for you to become an accredited investor, you have to have a certain amount of money in your account, a certain amount of assets and so forth. I think it's like $350,000 that you have to be able to show. But when you become an accredited investor, you can start to invest into things outside of the stock market, right? You can start to invest in things like Yield Street, where you have a company that is a startup and you can become part of that. This is how, you know, some of the big time people like, you know, Damon John or what was the rapper comedian there, and Nas, they are accredited investors. They can put their money into companies that you don't even know about that's raising money and seed money. They can invest into them, and when they go IPO, they become millionaires, right? So you have to have a certain amount of money in order for you to become an accredited investor in assets and so forth. But that's another way that he does it himself. And he says Patel uses a platform called Yield Street, where he generates anywhere from 4 to 18%. It's a little bit riskier, but I've seen as high returns as 12% paid back in alternative investments. Another way for you guys to invest, guys. Another way that you guys can invest that money that you're making in the tech industry, the big time money that you're making in the tech industry, to continue to grow your overall wealth. 7 different ways that you can do it. 7 different ways that Mr. Patel is doing it as well too. And guys, on this channel, I'm gonna tell you like this. We're not just gonna talk about the tech stuff. We're gonna talk about ways that you can improve your overall life as well too. Side hustles, income streams, investing, being a good parent, being a good father, being a good husband, being a good wife. We're gonna talk about all of these things throughout this channel as well too, because they all play a part into success. They all play a part into success. Let me jump over to the comments on this one as well too. Let me see what you guys have to say about this one, guys. Kristen says, as a side hustler, being able to delegate tasks is super important and will make you more money in the long term. You're absolutely right, Christian. Absolutely. Anthony Arrington says, what's up, everyone? Side hustles can turn into a business. Absolutely. Hey, Black Heights was a side hustle at one point in time, coaching and education, and it turned into a business. Blind Guy's Wife Their Life says, now that we've gained more time without the commute, we're careful with adding projects. They looked easy, but required a different type of time and processes. Absolutely, absolutely. NC Worker says, good morning, everyone. Bought the selling house as well. Prior to tech, as a strength and conditioning coach, owning my own studio, I made more money when I stopped working in my business and I started managing my business and hiring employees on a part-time basis. That is good advice, Christian. That's management, that's leadership, that's delegation. A lot of times that's what we face a lot of times as entrepreneurs and side hustlers, right? We think we need to do everything ourselves. Brother Rob told me something last week. He sent me a text when I was doing the live stream. He's like, Antoine, something that you need to do, because we have a blog on the Black Heights channel. But a lot of the times what you see is that I use sources from the Business Insider and Forbes when I talk about these things, right? He's like, Antoine, why don't you just get a VA to write the article, right? Very similar, referencing so forth, and put it on your blog site. And then when you go to, these articles and you talk about these in your live streams, right? You're putting people on your own platform, and you're keeping people on your own platform. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. That's why it's also important for you to have good people in your network who's going to take care of you and sees areas where you can improve in your business, right? So, of course, I have a VA that's going to be getting started with us. It's going to take articles, right? Write it in their own words. We're going to put it on our blog site. Another way for people to come onto the Black Heights website, right? Learn information, but also for me to reference it as well. And more people that actually come to the site, they're going to be able to book a coaching session. That means more revenue for me, right? Potentially even be able to monetize the content from blogs and so forth. It's good to have people in your corner who see areas that you can improve on, but also willing to call and tell you about it as well too. And that part of that's about leadership and delegation. AI and ME says, let's not skip how he invested 10 years in building the platform. Exactly. Ooh, that's a good point. That's a very good point, because many people will take the shortcut. Many people would take the shortcut and say, okay, well, I'm going to do this within 6 weeks and get a course out there. And then maybe he did that to AI and ME because it didn't get it to that level. But it does talk about how it took him 10 years to perfect the platform and the overall course. I say this all the time when I speak to my patrons and people that I coach. Don't wait. Don't wait. And I'm assuming that this gentleman didn't just wait 10 years to perfect it and then put it out to the market. No, he put it out to the market and continued to revamp it. Different alterations, different changes to it to make it better and better and better every single day. But I love that you brought that up. Blind Guy's Wife Their Life says, the Kajabi hero was Zan the Man on our show. Yes, he explains how Kajabi is a one-stop shop with funnels, including, so there's no excuse for people saying that they can't build a site. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm glad that you brought that up, Corey and Laquita, and that's what I was referring to. It's Kajabi hero. Another place where you can, have a platform, build a website, offer your courses and so forth. Andre C. Hatchett, another person, right? The mayor of Atlanta. Andre C. Hatchett, right? Has courses himself on teaching you how to be a notary. This week, I closed on a refinance. I had to have a notary come to the house. I had to call a notary, had to go to a website, put in the information. This is exactly what Andre C. Hatchett is teaching you how to do. It's a side hustle or a full-time business. Go check out Andre C. Hatchett. He has a daily show that's on every single weekday, early in the mornings. I think Andre Hatchett's show starts at 8 o'clock or 9 a.m. Central or Eastern because he's in Atlanta. Go and check him out. Great brother of ours who's getting it done. I call him Mayor of Atlanta. He's big time, big time. Mr. Nix, thank you again for the super chat. Note this person had a coach, a mentor, super successful, Mark Cuban. Get a coach ASAP. Ooh. You guys are reading into it. You're reading into it. You see the details behind it. AIME said, how long it took him to perfect it. 10 years. Mr. Nix, coaches, mentors. If you want to have success, even on your side hustles, you got to have a coach, a mentor. You have to have people who are successful in your life. And it just doesn't need to be one person. It could be multiple people. He used Mark Cuban, a very successful businessman, owner of the Dallas Mavericks and a huge investor. He's on Shark Tank and so forth. Mix Nix dropped another super chat. Now, I appreciate you, brother Nix. Note, this guy had a high-paying career. Black Heights Coaching can help you get there. Oh, he's rapping. He's rapping. Brother Nix is rapping right now. He's rapping. He said, note, this guy had a high-paying career. Physician, guys. He's a physician. Black Heights Coaching can help you get there. Guys, if you don't have a high-paying career, right, a lot of this stuff you can't do because you're not going to have the money to be able to fund it. You're not going to be able to have the money to fund it. You have to have a high-paying career. You have to find yourself climbing a ladder to get into a six-figure salary. I love that you said that, Brother Nix.